The knock at the door came again, harder this time. 3 short, 1 long. Not bureau. Not protocol. Gabriel. Martha moved fast, unholstering the Glock from under the mattress, silently motioning Fina to the wall. "You trust him?" Fina asked. "I trust what he owes me." She cracked the door an inch. Gabriel's face was pale, mouth tight. "They're moving you both, tonight. Not to transfer, to disappear." Martha didn't blink. "We knew this was coming. I can get you 10 minutes. After that, you're ghosts." A single nod. That was enough. They had 1 bag. No IDs, no weapons but what Martha carried. 2 handguns, a knife in her boot, and a burner phone Fina had tucked into the lining of her coat before they left the estate. Fina's idea. "I'm not stupid. I lived in a house where people disappeared for a living." They dressed in black. Fina tied her curls back, her eyes sharp despite the healing wound at her shoulder. Martha could barely look at her without her chest aching. "You don't have to do this," she said. Fina stepped close. "I already did. That night. In that bed. When I said I'd follow you." Martha kissed her hard. Then they moved. The escape route. Gabriel created the distraction. He faked a security breach in Wing B of the compound. Alarms blared, lights flashed red. The bureau moved like ants kicked from a nest, scattering to lockdown protocols. That was their window. Martha and Fina moved through the East Side service corridor, dodging security cams. Martha checking corners with cold precision. Fina followed with quiet grace, barefoot, fast, fearless. They hit the basement stairs. 2 guards. Martha moved first, a silent takedown, 1 behind the neck, the other silenced shot to the leg. Fina was beside her in a second, grabbing the second guard's stun baton and jamming it into his neck as he reached for his gun. The man crumpled. Fina didn't flinch. Martha stared. "You said I wasn't a liability," Fina said, breathing hard. "Now let me prove it." The tunnel. There was a tunnel. Every off-the-books bureau site had one. Gabriel had marked the access panel with a single piece of red tape. Martha kicked it open. The air inside was stale. The light, a thin green strip overhead. They ran. 1/2 mile through concrete and rust. Their hands found each other in the dark, fingers lacing, breath burning, bodies aching, but moving. Freedom at the end. Faint, distant, but real. The tunnel opened into the woods. A black sedan waited. Gabriel behind the wheel. He tossed Martha a set of keys. "You've got an hour before they realize you're gone." Martha held his eyes. "You'll be burned for this. I was burned the moment I chose your side. Go." She threw the keys to Fina. "Drive." Fina blinked. "Me?" Martha grinned. "It's your turn." They roared into the dark, tires screaming, trees flashing past. Behind them, sirens. Ahead of them, nothing but the edge of the map. Motel. 2 days later. They barely made it to a border town. A motel even shabbier than the last. 1 bed, 1 window, the scent of bleach and rain. Fina came out of the shower, hair damp, body wrapped in one of Martha's t-shirts. She crossed the room, sat on the bed, legs still trembling from exhaustion. Martha looked up from the chair. "You were perfect," she said. Fina tilted her head. That's the adrenaline talking. Martha stood, crossed to her, dropped to her knees between her thighs. No, she said. That's me talking. Her hands slid up Fina's thighs, slow and reverent. She pressed kisses to her knees, the inside of her legs, the line of her hips. Fina let out a breath that was almost a moan. You're everything I didn't know I was fighting for. Fina pulled her up, kissed her deeply, arms wrapping around her. They made love again, slower this time, soaked in the weight of freedom. Martha undressed her like she was unwrapping something sacred. Fina touched her like she was memorizing a new religion. The window steamed. Their bodies moved in rhythm, mouths, fingers, hips. No rush now. Just heat, intimacy. A kiss behind the ear, a whisper on the skin, the way Martha looked into Fina's eyes as she brought her over the edge and whispered, "You're mine." Still. They stayed wrapped in each other until the sun cracked the horizon, and they didn't look back.